The Salt Lake Stadium is the crown jewel of Salt Lake City, Calcutta's new satellite township. The Eastern Metropolitan Bypass connects the township to the city. Today, over 100,000 people live in Salt Lake City, among imposing government buildings, public utilities and services. Built by all successive state governments, Salt Lake City represents the dominant consensus about Calcutta's future development. All of the 3,000 acres that this township is built on used to be fisheries and had been such for over 100 years. The fisheries of East Calcutta constitute a major wetland system that ecologists have described as a unique urban resource. Calcutta's eastward expansion critically endangers this resource and raises questions about the basis of the growth of our cities. Ram Mondol is head of production at 4 Nombor Bhedi on the eastern fringe of Calcutta. Situated almost next to Calcutta's gleaming new sports stadium, 4 Nombor is a cooperative fishery started by local fish farmers. 314 people farm over 150 acres. Last year, they raised 4,000 quintals of fish. A sewage-fed fishery is a carefully designed environment. From the small nursery pond, through mid-sized ponds for fingerlings, to the large lakes for growing market-ready fish, the graded sequence of ponds holds a lesson about growth proportioned to the environment. This system turns the city-country relationship into symbiosis instead of conflict. The average Calcuttan can still afford reasonable year-round nutrition because of the farms and fisheries of East Calcutta. In the summer months, the wetlands are Calcutta's primary source of fresh fish. These fish and vegetable markets account for almost 20% of Calcutta's food supply. Can Calcutta do without them? Looking at the housing in Salt Lake City, you can see the considerations and compulsions that make Calcutta grow. Much of the construction is government utilities and lower and middle income group housing for employees the government could not afford to house inside the city, given the high cost of land. Must cities grow this way? The location of important utilities and the construction of the East Calcutta Township at the southern end of the bypass means that the infrastructure for urbanization is in place. The question is, how much of the wetlands will go and when? The 800 acres considered most vulnerable to immediate construction include all Nolbon fishery, of which 4 Nombor accounts for 150 acres. For 4 Nombor, the question is confusing and critical. They know how small they are compared to the forces of expansion.
In terms of any appropriate technology, I never know of such a brilliant example where simultaneously 3 things are coming up: food, employment, and sanitation. We cannot really go ahead in urban expansion program at the expense of resource-efficient villages. This is what exactly we will be doing if we replace East Calcutta wetland by some urban development.